Hey YouTube, how's it going? Crazy stuff going on today. I had court this morning, and Kimberly's dad, my father-in-law, took a turn for the not so great. So, you know, I'm, I said I would do this little market update later in the day. This is later in the day. Doing what I can. Wanted to just touch base with everybody, let you know what's coming up the week. Even though I may not be able to give the markets my full attention this week, I, that doesn't mean that you're not still out there trying to make the best decisions. So I want to do my part and try to help you as much as I can. So, as always, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, hire a consultant, a financial advisor with a fiduciary duty to give you advice based on your financial situation. Had to mute out my phone there. All right. So, what do we have going on in the markets? And let's go over to the stock heat map. Let's not look at the year to date, but what happened today. Turn off everything that wasn't superb and just look at the best stuff. So we had Booking, Warner Brothers Discovery, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Netflix, C-Day. I'm not sure what C-Day is. PGR, Progressive, Insurance, AMD, Boston Scientific, KMX, that's CarMax, yeah. ALB, Etsy, let's see, Virtus, and American Airlines. Those were the movers today, and yeah, not too bad. Let's pull over a couple charts. Let's start out here. This is interesting because the ARK fund, this is starting out January 2022. So last January, year and a half ago, almost. Calling that kind of the top. We had, hey Valerie, good to see you. We had Goldman Sachs non-profitable tech right down here with Kathy Wood's ARK Innovation. And it's still down here. Like, it got slammed down and it's still underperforming. We have Bitcoin kind of following that same path, and then it broke out and has moved up. We have FANG, the NYC FANG index, and it's actually still underperforming the S&P 500. The S&P 500 hasn't actually gotten hit that awfully bad. Now, it was down 20%. That was pretty rough. But some of this down here, down 40, 50%, 60% almost, pushing almost 70%. That's pretty rough. And we've got big tech, FANG index coming back down, still down about 20% from the highs back here, but catching up quickly and can break out and outperform. Now, the question is, does ARK and the non-profitable tech take a big catch up, or is this the kind of environment where money's expensive and this continues on down? And what happens with Bitcoin here? I don't know. So we'll see. Thanks for thinking of us, Valerie. So that's kind of an interesting chart, I thought, that I found. So that's kind of the performance and where we're at and what's performing, what's not. You see, big tech has been a big winner because it's been catching back up, but it's still underperforming the S&P 500 from the highs back here, and still has opportunity to outperform as we come back up. S&P 500 hanging out right here, still consolidating right near the top. This is my 3-day chart. We took a dip down, kind of tested this area, right back up, just kind of consolidating. And what that means, the NASDAQ had a bullish pattern going. This has a little baby 1, 2, 3, 4, probably going to top out around a 5 sometime tonight. We're probably going to get a 618 retrace, probably a little lower than the low we saw this afternoon. And then that sets us up for the mega pop. So watch for in the coming, maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow. We'll probably get a pullback and then a launch off. So this could last into midday tomorrow, could last late tomorrow, and then we'll probably see a pop headed toward this area up here. That area right now around 13.9, 13.7 is probably the actual resistance. So right there around the 1382, right in there. Could come in a little light, 1272. Could come in just right there, the bottom of the oval. All possible. Hey, Patrick, Sledge, how's it going? So those are all possible. We are kind of in a 1, 2, 3. We kind of did a 4, and this is approaching the 5. We'll probably get another retrace off of that for the next extension, and that'll happen in a 5-way move, and then we'll get a pullback, and then the final extension of this 3, and then we'll probably get the pullback and move on up. That's the bullish case. Now we could find resistance and everything crushed down, so we'll have to see what happens there. Kimberly's not on here today, Terry. Her dad's not doing so well. All right. Hey, Al. Good to see everybody this afternoon. Sorry I missed all day. It's been a wild day with court and everything else going on. So, all right. Let's go look at actually some of these that were moving today. AMD showing a lot of strength. And NASDAQ right there. Of course, that resistance I keep talking about is from the August highs right there. AMD showing some super strength. Those are really bullish candles. That's exactly what I would expect coming off of a measured bounce and the roadmap line kind of combined. All right, the target I have for AMD, kind of the most bearish case would be 170. The most bullish case possibly up here as high as 115. 110 is kind of the ideal spot, right in the middle, right at the top of the box. 107 may be all we see before we get a pullback. And just be careful. If you're long this, I've been long several months. I've got more long. I bought a couple calls, and those were up about 100% today. It's looking pretty sweet here, and this could go fast. It could find some resistance at this prior high. I mean, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, it looks like, where we kind of found the resistance and then curved off right at that prior high from back here. So there is some supply, some sale, some shares up for sale in that area. So we're going to have to absorb that supply to be able to pop on up here to this further up target. All right. What else was moving today? Let's see. Netflix was moving up. That one looks pretty darn good. Now, let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery. WBD. That one could break down. I'm very cautious here. Like, that may be just a temporary bounce up. We have the roadmap line as the resistance, and that can definitely roll on off. Be careful. Netflix is set up for a measured bounce similar to that AMD chart. A breakout above this 351 area can lead to a big up, like a seriously big up. And we have a date with this $500 area where we gap down from. So very nice potential setup on Netflix. Jumping it now is aggressive. We can and may retrace deeper. Just keep it in mind. All right, moving on. Let's see. Other things. Let's see. BSX and PGR. BSX. Put some new batteries in the keyboard. Seems to be working so far. BSX, yeah, that's coming up on targets. We could extend 54, possibly 57. At some point, though, we're probably going to see a retrace, something of that magnitude right there. And it kind of did one right there. May do one again. Yeah, ALD. All right, we'll look at ALD. That one looks pretty like it's headed right to the target there. ALD does. Nice little pop post-market, but I don't know. It's got some stuff to work through. Getting below that low right there can definitely lead that extension down to 132. Very cautious on that one. Looks like we were kind of holding this low from over here. If it gets below that, we're probably going to that 132 area. Cautious, cautious, cautious. Let's see, PGR, I think was the other one. Progressive. Wow. That's some volatility. 149 down to 120. Popping back up. That can be that can be a move right there. Could be a setup. Let's see. Yeah, I'd want to see a move up through this little consolidation right here. This little hiccup at the bottom. That gap fill may be all she's good for. I would definitely watch out for that. If it can possibly get up through that, 158 would be the upside, 168 above that. It looks pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't be buying it until, like, that would be super aggressive to buy it now. And that's right into the resistance. So it looks pretty good for getting an extension, but you know, I don't know what the news on that is. Obviously, they had, I guess, bad earnings. Didn't really lose money, just surprised to the downside. Surprising on the top to the downside, beating on the bottom to the upside. I mean, 52% less profit. That's pretty rough, though. I don't know. Or earnings, whatever you want, however you want to skin that weasel. First Horizon. There was news about TD. TD. I don't know which one to look at. Look at the U.S. chart. News on that one today was that U.S. regulators wouldn't approve the merger between TD and First Horizon due to TD's lax money laundering policing. So they actually, just in the recent months, got hit with $1 billion fine for not implementing anti-money laundering policies. So that was the news on that today. And First Horizon was the casualty of the merger falling apart, but it wasn't First Horizon's fault, it was TD's fault. So First Horizon may be overly punished here. It may represent an opportunity to at least fill that gap back up into that $15 to $18 area. Now, let's run a fib line here, the high to the low to the high, and see where we're at. We could see a push on down to that 750 area. That should be support right there. A swift little move down there can lead to a reversal off of this. And this whole big move down. Yeah, that exactly. And then right there's the resistance right there. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, so we may see First Horizon push one more down, find support, reverse higher, a breakout up through this $18 area could represent a huge potential on the upside, although you may want to just play the bounce if it does get down to that 750 area. So, all right. Other things happening this week. Let's check into this and hit the calendar. Not a whole lot was going on today. I mean, we had some loan survey, wholesale inventories. Tomorrow, relatively benign. It's got some FOMC meeting, member speaking. Tongue-tied myself. 2 members. One at 8:30 and one at 12. We got some economic optimism, but then on Wednesday, this is going to be the big mover for the week right here. Wednesday morning, CPI print coming out. How is inflation doing? We're going to find out. It's going to get slammed in our face, and we'll find out if we pop or drop. Not so sure. The market is set up for a pop. Like I said, we may see that pullback tomorrow, and then this could be the pop that I was just talking about in the beginning. Like this could lead to the pop. Be careful. Be on the lookout. Be on the watch out. Now, if this thing breaks down, if for whatever reason the reaction is negative, we can just crush the pattern and drop out and do the bigger retrace on the S&P 500 that I was looking for, that I didn't mention today, but I've been talking about it, that we have the potential to drop down here to this $4,000 area, 4,000 point area. We could see that roll over and drop there instead of popping out. So it's kind of a little bit of a coin flip on S&P. NASDAQ definitely looking more bullish, but it doesn't mean that the S&P can't drag it all down and burn it in a dumpster fire out back. So just keep it in mind. Bitcoin getting hit a bit on concerns that their network throughput can't handle the transactions. They have like a 15-hour backlog it's like the longest backlog they've ever had, that we've ever had in the history of Bitcoin. and it's mostly due to layer 2 protocols coming out. Some meme coins like something called Peppy Coin, PP Coin, Peppy Coin. It's that little green guy. You can actually pull it up and look here. It's right up near the top. Not on the top anymore. It was right up here near the top. There it is, making the trending down today. That's why it's not on top anymore. This little guy's face you may or may not recognize. Let's see. Make that bigger. It's in a lot of meme, like especially Wall Street Bets type memes. Make Pepe, and it's kind of a joke coin, but it's also a layer 2 network situation. One of Bitcoin's, not the first, but one of Bitcoin's first big layer 2 network things that adds smart contracts and stuff. So, yeah, it's aiming to capitalize on the popularity of meme coins such as SHIB and Doge, but it's running on Bitcoin's network. So this is causing a lot of the congestion on the Bitcoin network, and that congestion caused Binance to stop withdrawals for about an hour, and that caused people to freak the F out. And so we're seeing a little pullback in Bitcoin right now, which kind of, when Bitcoin pulls back due to the fact that Bitcoin is, 47% of the crypto space, that makes all of crypto pull back. So just want to throw that out there as a tidbit of information, what's going on with Bitcoin and all the cryptos. Like, I'm sure Mara and all these were kind of suffering a little bit today, and down 11%. Everything getting a little pullback today on the back of that congestion on the Bitcoin network. All right, well, that's kind of, just want to get something out here quick today. If you got any questions, throw them in the chat. If you want to chat and you're not able to chat, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and after just a couple seconds of being a subscriber, you can chat. And while you're at it, you might as well hit the bell with the alerts, because I go live every morning, or I try to anyway. Didn't do it this morning for the first time in weeks due to court, but man, that was a whole interesting adventure, let me tell you. Oh, market's back open. I tell you what, I'm glad I do this and not be a lawyer and deal with court. That was just amazing. And it wasn't like, it was an interesting, court was interesting. It was not like anything. I did a general sessions court for Circuit 1 general sessions court, and it was kind of open. Like, there was no thing you had to walk through to get to the judge. And I mean, she was sitting up on a big, thing, but it was different. And it was different. That's how I would describe it. There was like a kidnapping case and another car theft case, and a bunch of shenanigans people were into. And yeah, I was a state's witness for the vehicle that got or for the stuff that got stolen, Terry. If you remember that from back at Christmas time. So anyway, that's the day. Hopefully, I'll be able to come back on here in the morning for Morning Monster. I cannot guarantee due to my father-in-law's situation. It's a developing situation by the hour, so we'll see what happens. And the case got escalated to a grand jury. So it was the only case I was there for where the judge laid up the 6 or 8 or however many warrants it was on the desk, going through them, and told the guy to stay in contact with his lawyer because he was going to be heading to a grand jury. And then the witness coordinator took me out in the hall and gave me a little brief on what was happening and told me that she would be in contact, and I was free to go. So after sitting there for a couple hours, sweating it, that kind of how it went. Anyway, hope everybody has a great day. Be careful out there. If I can't be with you tomorrow, please be careful. Remember that CPI print coming up Wednesday, that is going to be volatility. Please be careful. The account you save may be your own. Just keep it in mind. Volatile can mean up, even though VIX doesn't pay when volatility goes up, and volatile can be down. So I appreciate everybody's thoughts and all that, and I'll pass your love along to Kimberly. I'm sure she'll be back with us here soon as she can be. It's just a bummer. So anyway, thanks for coming, everybody, and yeah, remember to like the video and share it with a friend. Hopefully you can help somebody else too. That's why I do this stuff. So I'll be back with you as soon as I can. If you want to come join us in Discord, while I wasn't a big chatter today, I try to keep everything up to date as much as I can. Links in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully. Thanks for watching. Bye.